Hey there, First Church family. I'm Joshua Bland, your Director of Missions and Outreach. And for this Mission Monday, I am very excited to be joined by Renee Baldwin and Annette Sanfield, both of whom are leaders and ministers at His Helping Hands. And they have come together to join us. And today we're just going to talk about His Helping Hands. Now, I will go ahead and say, because of COVID-19, His Helping Hands is closed for the time being. And we'll circle back to that here in a little bit, I'm sure. But there's no way to safely convert it to a drive-through model and to bring people in and to make sure we're protecting the safety of both our ministry team and our guests. And so for the time being, we're kind of on standby, but we're really not. And that's where hearing the perspective of these two leaders is invaluable. So ladies, I am so thankful that y'all came to join us today and to share your stories with us. So first of all, let me just ask, how are y'all doing?
We're both good.
Great. This is our escape place.
This is.
This is the
We've been over here several times just putting stuff up and doing that and kind of getting things ready for spring and summer.
Yeah, the timing of all of this, and of course we acknowledge fully the sovereignty of God, and I mean nothing happens outside of His timeline.
Right.
But when we're getting ready to make that big switch from winter to spring, like that's usually a pretty crazy week over there. So
It is.
Right.
We usually do it on one Sunday afternoon, but
we're ready. We're ready.
we came and just the two of us took a room a day and just flipped it ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're ready.
We're ready. Well, I can go ahead and
come back.
Speaking for myself and for all of our ministry teams, our missions teams, and our church family, we're ready to be back. And we're ready to take part and to join in the work that y'all are doing. So if you would, give us a quick rundown. Tell us how His Helping Hands got started.
Go ahead.
2015, we started a Disciple One Bible study, and about halfway through the study, our leader told us that we needed to be thinking about a project that was going to come out of this study because we needed to be disciples. And we kind of looked at each other like, oh my goodness, we did not realize this.
What are we going to do?
So we, held some talking sessions about it and realized that the only thing that the church did not have was a clothes closet, an operating clothes closet. So we talked to the church leaders, and they said that would be fine, but they had no room at the main building, but maybe our Agape campus could, handle that. And so we went and met with them, and they said, perfect, you can have 4 rooms upstairs. And upstairs said, okay, we'll get lots of our steps in, but that's just great. We would love it. And we were there for 3 years, and we saw so much growth. At times we wondered, it's a wonder that the floor didn't fall through with all the people that were up there, plus all the stuff. But we made it, and it was all good. But then finally, we just were at the bursting point, and we needed to find another place. So we approached Andrew, and he worked with the trustees and the church leaders, and they decided we could come here.
Awesome. Yeah, and we made that move. I guess that was Local Mission Project 2018. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
That was actually my first LMP with y'all, and it was such
that's right. The kids came in and helped us.
Yeah, it was incredible to see everyone coming together, and how fast that whole transition happened.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I remember that day we were loading the box truck with clothes. We were bringing stuff down from the Agape upstairs, and just it moved so quickly because everybody was committed to seeing this be a success and to seeing this come together for the continued expansion of this ministry. Now, I've had the privilege of being there, and even in the space you're in, it's still super crowded a lot of days. Like it's incredible.
It is
the fruit that you're seeing, that we're seeing in this ministry. And I want to thank y'all for talking about the growth of it and the whole story of it. Let me ask, what is the impact? Like, as you think about families that have been coming, as just what moments stand out to you as points of discipleship, points of gospel impact?
Tell her about, our little lady that's been with us forever, Mary.
Well, it's like we have gotten to know these people.
Yeah.
And they come in, most of them come in every month. And we have one lady that comes in. Her daughter came in when we were still in the Agape Church. And she had just gotten out of prison. And times were hard and she needed stuff. And I mean, she just got down on her knees and just prayed and said, I just need something. And now it's like her daughter has been back in prison, but Mary comes every month. And we see her, and it's like we know, like she's our family now.
Mm-hmm. She's part of it.
I mean, she came in one day and she said, I just had to get out of the house. This was the day my son died. And I mean, we just hugged her, and it's like we know her.
Yeah.
And it's like we know a lot of these people because we have the same ones that come nearly every month. And you talk to them. We have a lady that comes in, and I think in the summer, she just comes over here and sits because it's so hot at her house and it's cool here. And she just walks in and she'll talk to the people that are in here. But it's like they're our family now. And we just love to see them. And when we don't see them, we'll talk about, well, so-and-so hadn't been here. And we miss them. You just get to know them. I don't know. It's just a good feeling that we have when we see them. And I mean, so many come in and give us a hug, or they'll tell us a sad story about something that's happened to them. And we're just here to listen to them.
Whatever they need.
Whatever they need. Yes. It's a blessing. Oh, you just go home and your heart is just full, just knowing that you've helped somebody with maybe just a new dress that they were going to go to a wedding for.
And our homeless people that come, our church has been so giving. We have an abundance right now of tents and sleeping bags, and we still need backpacks and some items for them to carry their things in easily. But we modify and adjust. But
we do.
When they come in and they tell us that we're homeless, and we said, well, do you need a tent? Do you need a sleeping bag? Do you need blah, blah, blah? And they're going, yes. And we're like, well, come on back. I mean, and they are just so excited.
I know. It's like kids coming in. And I mean, I think most of them are so appreciative of everything that we give them. And then they'll come back the next month and tell them, oh, this worked really well and all this. It's the stories that we hear. And
That's
I think
beautiful.
that how we can touch these people and just, it's one little bitty thing to help them. And that's what we love.
Of course. Yeah. To be the hands and feet of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and to look at our neighbors and to see them without a coat, to see them without a shirt or shoes, and to be able to give that. I mean, anything. Christ said, what you do unto the least of these, my brothers, you're doing unto me. And we get to be part of that experience of the body of Christ every day. And it's not just clothes. Renee, I love that you shared with us about the tents and the sleeping bags. And we've also got a limited supply of some bicycles that have been coming in for a while.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we love it. Yes.
Yes. I mean, we had 16 bicycles that we gave away last Christmas. And it was so much fun watching them roll it out and knowing that that their child had probably asked for one, but didn't think they were going to be able to afford one or whatever. And it was going to be there for them on Christmas Day. It was so awesome. And there was this one little man that got chosen out of it's a drawing. They put when they come that month of before Christmas, before they leave, they put their name in a jar, and we just draw the names out of the jar to see who gets
big items
for the big items. Yeah. And this older man, I mean, he was probably in his 80s, late 70s or 80s, and he got a tricycle because that was the number that we drew for him, and he said, I don't have anybody that can use a tricycle. Do you have a big bicycle? And we said, sure. And so we just flipped, gave the tricycle to somebody else. And he was so excited.
Oh he had this big grin on his face, like, oh my gosh, I've never had anything like this before.
Wow.
He was so happy. Yeah.
He rode it out of here.
He did.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was funny, and we've had people tell us at Christmas that they'd say, oh gosh, I'm so thankful for these gifts because my kids wouldn't get anything, if we hadn't gotten it here. So, and that's the thing that just gets you.
Yeah.
But yeah, our Christmas it's just fun to have our little Christmas store where they can shop and do all that. And so
you wouldn't believe how much is in the Christmas store already.
You do know it's just April, right?
I know. And we've cleaned it out twice.
Yes.
I mean, to rearrange it.
It is amazing.
It is wonderful. It is wonderful.
It's incredible. And it's even as I'm seeing the looks on y'all's faces, and I have the great privilege. I get to work with you both all year long, and I know the unadulterated joy that our team has, that you both have, and I see it on our guest faces as well. But joy and hope takes so many different forms in a ministry like this, and it's really incredible to see, again, the body of Christ coming together and being the body, being the hands and feet, extending what help, what encouragement, what love we can in all the many forms that takes.
It's a blessing to us.
It is.
It's a blessing.
And, it'll put a smile on our face and the people that we're serving too.
Praise
and
God.
that's what makes our day. It's wonderful.
Well, I see, again, and even now, my spirit is rejoicing because it's been too long since we've been together, friends, and I see the joy and the energy, and I'm absolutely loving it. But I know for a fact, I have a strong inclination that some of our First Church family who are watching this today, they're wanting to get in on it. How can our First Church family become part of this? What needs do we have? What opportunities are there? And yes, I know, again, for the time being, we're kind of in a holding pattern until it's safe to reopen for our guests and for our ministry team. We're not going to reopen. We're not going to do anything that puts anyone at risk. And that in and of itself is part of how we're discerning to serve our community during this time. But for the time being, until we reopen, what are some ways that our First Church family can get involved? And then as we reopen and move into the summer, once the pandemic season is behind us, what are some ways? How can we enhance what's already happening?
I'll let Annette talk about the donations of the physical things, but I just want to mention that we do sometimes need to purchase some things, and we get some a line item amount from the church, which is small right now, but that's fine. I mean, we don't have to go out and buy things, except tape and masking tape and strapping tape and
sometimes bins.
We get low on those. Index cards.
Right.
I mean, just small supplies.
The day-to-day material.
But the money still has to be there, and so we do have some people that give us, an amount every month, and we just let it lie there until we have a need. Like, do we need some more shelving for the bins to put the next season's clothes in? Just things like that. So we don't require a ton of money, but it's always great that when we do need something, that it's there. And like whether to get a T-shirt for the workers that says His Helping Hands, or a decal to put on a bin out in the hall so they know that that's where the clothes need to go, or that they donate at the church. Just little things like that. They pop up. It's nice to have a little stash somewhere, that we can draw from.
To be able to work creatively as we see those needs arising.
Right.
And we also, I mean, we've been so fortunate for people donating things to us. I mean, everything we have is donated. And we appreciate that for people bringing things up here. We need household goods. That's what we're always short on. Anything like that, just anything they want to donate to us, that's what we need. And also, if anyone wants to come and work, we can always put them to work. And what is so fun, we have so much fun up here and just laugh and carry on.
And go to lunch together.
And we go to lunch together and do all these things. But, the donations are what keeps us going. And, we have to have them or we can't operate. But, it's things like that. But, I mean, people want to come up and work. We love that for new people to come in. And I think it amazes them all the things that we have and how Renee is such an organizer that, we've got everything pretty well organized. But yeah, donations are, that's key to what we, to keep us going.
One of the things, I'm looking at the check-in table right now from where we're standing, and if people travel and they go get those little toiletries that you get when you travel to a hotel or whatever,
shampoo, soap,
those are like gold. I mean, we let them get 4 items off of the check-in table as they're standing there, and that is some of the things that go first. Little bars of soap, shampoo, things like that.
I'm one of these. I know I took so many things for granted. I didn't have to worry about having shampoo or soap or anything at home that I needed. And it amazes you the things that these people do not have. And it's like you said, it's like gold to them to get. Just items that we have daily. So that's those are really good things.
It's amazing how a lot of times it is the simple. It's the ordinary.
That's right.
That's where we can have the greatest impact, and that's where things can become most profound, just in real world, day-to-day, life-changing impact. Thank you all so much. This has been such a privilege, and I know seeing you both and seeing that you're well, and the ways that the ministry is thriving even now. We look forward. Well.
Somebody's here bringing us clothes.
Well, go take care of that, and
I'm gonna go take care of them.
We'll finish up. Renee and Annette, thank you all so much. And First Church family, stay tuned. Get involved. There are so many ways that you can be part of this ministry. Feel free to reach out to Renee, Annette, or myself with any questions you have. May the Lord bless you and keep you during this season.